I'm here to share some tips on how to kick that overwhelm and create those habits. Hi, my name is Tammy Bartles, and welcome to my channel, Pursuit Over Perfection, where I encourage women to organize their chaos one routine at a time. So today I am kicking off a series about kicking overwhelm to the curb and creating those habits. I am no health expert, and I am not an official personal trainer or anything of that sort, but I am talking about my journey and how I have overcome the overwhelm by getting moving. Yes, it is so often something that people avoid, but it is truly something that is important. Exercise, moving your body, it spurs creativity. It helps to get that blood flowing. It is an object in motion. It keeps in motion. And it's something that can really help not only your physical body, but also your mental and emotional state as well. I have learned this firsthand by knowing that when I get out of a season of working out and moving my body, that I get into a slump. And there are often times that I can seem like spiral out of control and the world around me is just moving forward and I'm stuck in one spot. It's important to get moving, and it's always the hardest to start that first step. I get it. Like I said, an object in motion stays in motion, but an object at rest stays at rest. So the more you're sitting and the more you're putting off doing something, the longer it's going to take, or the more energy it's going to take to actually get moving on it. Let's just be honest. You may have a day of being super motivated and wanting to get moving, and that motivation is fleeting. It's not always going to be there. And you need to have that perseverance. You need to have that drive behind it so that you can keep going. So some keys to that are creating habits. And habits don't happen overnight. It's something that is built on, and you have to do it day after day after day. Consistency is key. You will hear that over and over as you hear more videos through this. And while it is key, it doesn't mean it's easy. Some steps that you can take: set out your clothes the night before. I know, it sounds silly. I have been consistently working out for 5 to 6 days of the week for over 3.5 years now. And I still, every night before I go to bed, set out my clothes. On nights that I forget and I don't do it, it is much harder to get moving and get going. I set out those clothes, I get dressed first thing in the morning, and then I do my movement. I do my workout. That isn't necessarily going to be the case for everyone, but I have seen work in myself and in my own life. Another thing that you can do is you have to start small. Don't decide that you're gonna do a 90-minute high-intensity workout and then barely be able to move the next day when you haven't worked out in 3 years. Start small. You can do right now, while you're still watching this, 10 squats or 10 jumping jacks or 1 push-up. There's so many options. You can take a walk down to your mailbox. You could take 1 lap around a block at your house. Stepping outside and getting that fresh air is something that is so great for your body, for your mind, and there's so many options that you can find online to be able to do free workouts through YouTube, or there's so many apps. And I would love to point you in directions of things that either I have tried or other friends have tried. And so when I first started doing things, I literally would get out of bed and do 10 crunches in my pajamas on the floor directly on side of my bed. And then I would go wash my face and brush my teeth and start the day. It took about 30 seconds for me to be able to do that, but it was just that shift in my head that made me realize that I could get moving, that I could do something, and then built that muscle memory to know that I was getting stronger every day. So then I added on doing 10 squats, and then I added on 10 jumping jacks. And eventually I started to almost sweat in my pajamas, and I didn't want to do that. So that's when I started setting out the clothes next to my bed. It's all about baby steps and just starting small. Build the habit first before you add on to it. There's nothing worse than doing a hard workout 3 days in a row and then not doing anything for 3 weeks, then having to get that ball rolling again. You know, a train in motion stays in motion. And I'm going to say it over and over because as I can't reiterate enough, consistency is key. And I think that if we can keep that in mind and build those habits, then it becomes a routine. That's what we're working at. I feel off when I don't work out. For the longest time, I was actually working out 7 days of the week, and that's not good either. You have to give your body a rest. But the difference is that I found myself off because I didn't know what to do if I wasn't working out. So now my body, I know Sundays are my day off. And so it's not like I'm falling off the consistency wagon. I know that every Sunday I get a day of rest. I kick right back off on Monday morning and go through for sure Friday. Some Saturdays I may take a day off, but it's often really important to stay moving on Saturday, even with our busy family life. Our bodies were meant to move. We feel stronger, we feel healthier, and we can bless ourselves by getting moving. And I think that just something to keep in mind is really just challenge yourself. It's so key to start with a baby step. Start with something so small that it's next to impossible to say no to it. So for instance, do 5 squats. Like, just stand there and do 5 squats. It's really not that strenuous. The key, again, I'm gonna say it, is consistency. So I do have a free habit tracker, something that you can check off every day, put what the habit is that you're trying to create, put what kind of movement you're wanting to do, make it super simple. And I just urge you to get moving, create that habit, and see the difference. I promise you within 30 days, you will start to notice the difference in feeling better about yourself and mentally and everything in that aspect. So if you want the link for the habit tracker, you can check out the link in my description at pursuitoverperfection.com. Be sure to comment down below what you're going to try out next. And I hope you have a blessed day.